What were the main causes of the French Revolution?
Greetings. I am the spirit of history, and to understand the causes of the French Revolution, one must gather the voices of those who were both its victims and its architects. The primary causes were an explosive convergence of fiscal crisis, social rigidity, and ideological awakening. The old regime stood in a state of triple bankruptcy: financial, social, and moral. The question that hangs over the 1780s is this: what made the system collapse?
Louis XVI. The crisis was, above all, a fiscal one. I was betrayed by an inheritance of enormous debts, most notably the cost of the 7 Years' War and, ironically, our support for the American Revolution. When I attempted to summon the Assembly of Notables to distribute the tax burden more fairly among the classes, including the nobility and the clergy, I was blocked by their stubborn privileges. I never wished to oppress the people. I sought only to stabilize the finances of the kingdom, but the weight was unbearable.
Marie Antoinette. The problem was not money, but ingratitude and the subversion of the natural order. Yes, the court spent lavishly, but it was to preserve the prestige of France. The true causes were the slanderous pamphlets, the poison of the philosophers, and the complete lack of deference to divine authority. The rabble, stirred up by agitators, confused hunger, caused by poor harvests, with tyranny from the crown. They wanted disorder, not justice.
Robespierre. The king and queen ignored the systemic oppression that bled the nation dry. The true cause was the rotten medieval structure of the Ancien Regime. The first and second estates, clergy and nobility, together less than 3% of the population, owned vast lands and enjoyed tax exemptions, while the third estate, peasants, bourgeois, workers, carried the crushing burden of royal taxes, tithes, and feudal obligations. The revolution was not about bread, it was about natural rights. The tyranny of inequality, ignited by the light of reason, was the fundamental political cause.
Napoleon Bonaparte. You all focus on moral and fiscal failures. I see an administrative one. The revolution was the logical consequence of the state's inefficiency and weakness. The old regime failed to centralize power, modernize its armies, or enforce the law uniformly. This lack of centralized authority allowed ideological anarchy and financial chaos to spiral out of control. The causes were the crown's weakness, and the urgent need for a strong, unified system.